I am thy forever mental health specialist, infinitist. I hope one day that as a culture we can take mental health as seriously as we take our physical health. That would be the ideal. What mental health needs is more sunlight, more candor, and more unashamed conversation. I want to talk about it and not feel any embarrassment or shame because I think it's important for people to hear from adults who have good, fulfilling lives and manage chronic mental illness as part of those good, fulfilling lives. Whether an illness affects your heart, your arm, or your brain, it is still an illness, and there shouldn't be any distinction. We don't consider taking medication for an ear infection something to be ashamed of. We shouldn't treat mental health conditions any differently. I well knew that one could break one's arms and legs before, and that then afterward that could get better, but I didn't know that one could break one's brain, and that afterward that got better too. Mental pain is less dramatic than physical pain, but it is more common and also more hard to bear. The frequent attempt to conceal mental pain increases the burden. It is easier to say my tooth is aching than to say my heart is broken. The strongest people are not those who show strength in front of the world, but those who fight and win battles that others do not know anything about. The first step toward change is awareness. The second step is acceptance. Awareness is like the sun. When it shines on things, they are transformed. We all have mental health, and the same we that way that we all have physical health. It's okay to have depression. It's okay to have anxiety. It's okay to have anxiety disorder. Look at you, love still here and hopeful after it all. This too shall pass. The chief element of happiness is this: to want to be what you are. No one will listen to us until we listen to ourselves. You're stronger than you know. You are enough just as you are. Why fit in when you are born to stand out? Shout and I pout wow. The only way out is through. Sometimes the most important thing in a whole day is the rest we take between the deep breaths. The self care is how you take your power back. Sometimes the most important thing in the whole day is the rest we take beneath between two deep breaths. There is hope, even when your brain tells you there isn't, for there is always light if only we're brave enough to see it. One small crack does not mean that you are broken. It means that you were put to the test and you didn't fall apart. If you were born with the weakness to fall, you were born with the strength to rise. You are allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress simultaneously. Healing doesn't mean the damage never existed. It means the damage no longer controls your life. I gave myself permission to feel bad and experience all of my emotions. In order to do that, I had to stop being afraid to feel. In order to do that, I taught myself to believe that no matter what I felt or what happened, when I felt it, it would be okay. With depression, one of the most important things you could realize is that you're not alone. Hold on to that fundamental quality of faith. Have faith that of on the other side of your pain is something good. Hope is being able to see that there is light despite all of the darkness. I saw the future. I did, and in it, I was alive. Things work out best for those who make the best of how things work out. It's not a mountain that you climb or a hurdle that you jump. It's something that you live with in an ongoing way. People want that narrative of illness being in the past tense, but a lot of the time it isn't. Self care means giving the world the best of you instead of what is left of you. Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. You don't have to control your thoughts. You just have to stop letting them control you. Mental health is not a destination, but a process. It's about how you drive, not where you're going. You may have to fight a battle more than once to win it. Promise me you'll always remember you're braver than you believe, and stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. If you're tired and didn't end up where you wanted to go, that's still progress. It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. Every day may not be good, but there's something good in every day. Believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. Life is tough, my darling, but so are you. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Do not let what you cannot be interfere with what you can do. Don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind. Be led by the dreams in your heart. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is the little voice at the end of the day that says, I'll try again tomorrow. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop.